Hello everyone, and welcome to today's state the of the market. Now we are looking at the global financial market. It's 29th August 2022, Monday, and it is 10:30 p.m. IST by my watch right now. So let's take a look at the state of the global financial markets today. We'll basically cover the main currency markets and commodity markets and a couple of equity indices, right? Let's start with the Indian currency pairs, starting with the US dollar to INR. Okay, so US dollar INR, this is the day chart. So on the daily time frame, we saw on 3rd of August, by the beginning of August, the price had started to, so it fell to the 50-day moving average, the red line, and then it started to reverse. Okay, now when it started to reverse, there was, it became kind of apparent that the price is going back all the way towards these highs. Okay, this previous high. And although we have not really breached this high yet, 80.21, but we have already breached this high. Okay, so to be on the safer side, this bullish trade, in a way, is already done. Okay, we are already on the have already met the target of this particular 50-day moving average long bullish setup. If you look at the same chart on the 4-hour time frame, this is where we are. Okay, so this is that 80.06 lines. If you look at these highs, okay, all of these highs were breached finally today morning at 7:30 and 9 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, basically, it was done. Okay, and same thing we can see on the USD INR futures. So in the USD INR futures today, the first wick, okay, and this whole rise at 80.34 that happened today in the morning, that was basically a signal that the price has reached this particular target zone. Okay, now for the rest of the day, the price was kind of resting and went away all back to the 50 moving average on the hourly chart. So now we'll have to see where the price is going tomorrow. As of now, there's nothing much that we can do. If we see some kind of reversal here, then a bullish setup may be found out. Okay, same is the case with here. But so far, I'm not very confident of anything, in the USD INR right now. Let's move forward and look at the Euro INR. Okay, now Euro INR is, if you see, is basically trading in this range. Okay, so this was, couple of times this whole support trend line has been respected, and now the price is starting to reverse from here. Okay, so is this a bullish trade? I'm really not sure. I mean, it's not a very comfortable bullish trade, at least on the daily time frame. Let's take a look at it on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour chart, this is where we are. Okay, so this is sort of a consolidation that has happened. If we just draw this, maybe we can say some kind of a broadening formation. Okay, and broadening formation at the bottom would generally be a bullish sign. So it's possible that that the price has done what it's supposed to do, and then we may start to see the price going up. Let's take a look at the futures. Euro INR futures. Okay, so Euro INR futures are here. Okay, on this is hourly chart, 1 hour. So Euro INR futures are on this red. Okay, 50 moving average. So now the first hit on that 50 was happened kind of on 25th of August, last Thursday. Then Friday was the second hit. Okay, this here I was looking for an opportunity to go short today. Okay, if I would have gotten a good clean red candle somewhere here, I would have gotten short for this low. Okay, 76.65, but sorry, 79.65, but that never happened, right? So it opened gap down here itself. Okay, and then the price sort of started consolidating for the most of the day, and then by the end of the day, it went back to this 50. Now, is this bearish thesis still remains? I'm not very sure. The first strike, ideally, first strike itself is a good enough point to go short for for this low. Okay, now that we are back here, now I'm not sure. Okay, if I do see another fall, then probably yes, a short trade may be implemented. Otherwise, if it just goes up, then some kind of pullback would be a good opportunity to go long. So let's see. It's still very open. There is nothing clear here, neither here nor there. Let's take a look at the pound INR. So pound INR is also kind of consolidating in this zone. Okay, 1-2 hits. This was kind of a breakout, but then a fake one, and then another hit, and then another hit, and then finally another hit here, which is happening today right now. Okay, so we are still in this bit of a consolidation zone. Let's take a look at the pound on the 4-hour time frame. So here, this was a bit of a, you may call it a flag, or essentially a bearish flag, and the price broke down from here. Okay, so now it's possible that we may see a retracement back to this sort of a flag support, and then the price continues in the downward direction. This is one possibility. Okay, so the whole point will be to observe this price action as it reaches these zones 94, 94.2, and so on. And then by the time this 50 will also come and catch up with the price. Okay, so if there is a clear, if there is some kind of bearish continuation after this pullback, then should be an interesting opportunity to go short. Okay, until then, there's nothing much here. Let's also take a look at the pound. Sorry, on the hourly time frames. On the hourly time frame in the futures, we are here. Okay, so this was today, and the price is kind of in the downward glide. Okay, although this is a bit of a double bottom or an A bottom kind of a scenario. So then it's not very clear. This particular chart is not very clear. Let's move on and look at Japanese yen. So Japanese yen is super bearish. Okay, the price is completely falling apart. And if you look at this on the 4-hour time frame, then this is where we were. Okay, so this was a bit of a consolidation in this zone. All right, and then so interestingly, yeah, this was the green line. Okay, which is the 200. So price fell from here, gave a bit of a retracement, retraced till 50, and then the prices just fell sharply. Okay, so now we are sort of consolidating in this zone. No clear, right now it's too far to go to take any meaningful trades. Okay, if I look at the Japanese yen on this time frame, on the hourly chart futures, so this is where we are. Okay, so there was a bit of a trend line that has formed 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and today was the big break. Okay, now with this big break, essentially what we have done is we have taken these lows. Okay, we are at this particular low. Okay, so now with this, we are again back to some kind of an indecision mode. Although one thing that is pretty clear, looks pretty clear, is this. With this particular breakdown, seems like the prices wants to go back to this this low 57.15. Okay, so this looks like a possibility from 57.6 to 57.15, but unless you see something happening on the 4-hour chart which should give you an opportunity to sell, there's nothing. Okay, we can't sell on the basis of this, right? So this is where we are in terms of Japanese yen. Let's continue and take a look at the dollar index DXY. So DXY, like USD INR, was following a similar pattern. Okay, so this happened, for example, in May, the price made a top, then did a retracement towards this red line, which is the 50, and then continued. Okay, took this high, right? So this was a good buy, long bullish trade. Then the price fell again, did some kind of consolidation, did not reach all the way, and continued to go up. Okay, now this time the price reached to the 50, gave you a bounce. Okay, and then gave another sort of fall. So these particular bulls, their stops got hit. Okay, and then the price continued. So here, this was an interesting opportunity, 17th, 18th of August, to go long for this high. Sorry, yeah, for this high. Okay, and this high was taken on 23rd of August, right? So the dollar index has kind of done this leg of the move, right, all the way till 109. Now, where the dollar index goes next, nobody knows. Okay, it's not very clear, not from the day chart and not from the 4-hour chart. In fact, if you must believe this 4-hour chart, looks like a very clear RSI divergence. Okay, which is one top and then another top. Okay, so now it's anybody's guess. So there is nothing much to do here except to wait for the price to show some kind of strength, either on the bullish side or on the bearish side. Okay, now it's possible this red line, okay, 50 moving average on the 4-hour, is catching up with the price. Now if you see a reversal, sharp reversal, okay, then there is a possibility that that these shorts will be taken and the price continues to go up. Okay. On the contrary, this 61.8, this particular low, 108.3, if this is broken, then most likely we are going back towards this 107.6 zone. Okay, so it's very much indecisive price action in the dollar index, which is happening right now. We just don't know. Okay, and what is happening in dollar index is essentially the opposite of what is happening in euro. So our friend Euro USD is exhibiting the exact opposite scenario. So there was this low 1.9952, and now the low that happened here was 0.9900. Okay, so if you may think of it this way, essentially what we are looking at is this. Okay. Now what is the price action? The price action is all the people who are believers of this low as the ultimate low for now are buying today. Okay, they've already bought, they've already been buying for the last few days and are definitely buying today as well. Okay, so the idea is the moment the price breached this particular this low 0.995, buyers have already stepped in. Okay, now where will those buyers exit? We don't know. Either they'll exit here at 0.38, okay, which is 1.008 level, or they may take the price further up. So right now it's a complete no man's land. Okay, it's a no go. You don't have to. There's no touching the euro right now. Okay. Now, interestingly, if you look at this, there was this kind of a flag or a pennant and sharp fall on Friday. This was basically that Jackson Hole symposium, and today there is a sharp rise. Now we are at a very interesting point. Okay, because if we are able to take these levels, okay, this one, right, this one is going to be a crucial zone. Okay, if this zone is taken, then we can actually go further up. Okay, so there is definitely a bullish case in which, and this 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame is kind of catching up. Okay, so this will catch up at 1.104, 1.105 area. Okay, so we can definitely expect the price to reach here. All right, so this is one particular path that I'll be looking for, and if the price actually does this, then definite buy. It would make sense to go long on the euro USD. Okay, at least on this 4-hour time frame. So this is one possibility. Let's see. There could be many possibilities. This is just one of them. If you look at the pound, okay, so now the pound, this was a bit of a wedge. Okay, we saw a breakout from the wedge, and then the price fell again. Okay, and now we are back to this particular level. Okay, and this long-term low. In fact, if I open the yeah, so this, if you may, you can think of it as a very long-term head and shoulders. Okay, we are in the process of making the third shoulder, so it's a very long-term scenario. Okay, which may itself complete, I don't know, by the end of 2023 or something. It's really crazy. But the point is, this particular low could actually be an interesting low for pound USD. And if that actually is the case, then it may be a bullish opportunity for the pound pair. In fact, so let's also take a look at this. So on the pound, on the 4-hour time frame, as you see, okay, there isn't much to read. It's very silly price action. Okay, there was a lot of fall, and today there's a bit of a rise, but not as much as there was in the euro. Like euro has risen far more than the pound. Okay, which is also visible on the euro pound. So this is euro pound pair. Okay, so euro pound has risen quite sharply as compared to uh, with respect to pound USD. So this is basically a euro pound. So essentially euro has been rising as compared to the pound, and therefore we see a sharp rise in the euro pound. Okay, now this is not resting. There is no, it's just going one way, and as long as it's going one way, I don't see much to do with euro pound pair here as well. Okay, so it's again a no-go, total no man's land. Now US dollar yen. So US dollar yen is another very interesting piece. Okay, and this high is about to be taken. Okay, so if you think about it on a daily time frame, we see a wedge. There was a breakout, but then this was actually a fake out. The price fell. Okay, and then it could never sustain. We take these lows. The moment we take these lows, the bulls come back. Okay, so all these bears now had their fun. Now it's time for the bulls. So bulls come back. Okay, they start buying. There was a 1 day fall, but then again the buying continues. Okay, so this is a very strong signal. Usually it's a very strong signal. The moment we see a sharp buying at the bottom of a wedge, it's a very strong signal that there is bullish strength in the price action. Okay, and that is exactly what we are seeing here. The price consolidated for a few days here in the last few days, and then it has risen back again. Okay, so now it's 139.37. This is the ultimate target for the bulls. After that, it's again, completely bullish territory, and sort of a breakout zone. So far we are in this range. So far it's a range trade that's going on. In fact, if you look at dollar yen on the 4-hour time frame, this is what we see. But this was a consolidation that was happening for the last few days. And this consolidation was also happening at these highs. Okay, there was this high, this low, this bit of a consolidation, and then another consolidation. So this 136.7 sort of, is an important support resistance zone. Okay, and now we have broken out from here. We are resting somewhere here, but then I'm expecting totally that the price will go all the way till 139.4. Okay, I don't think there's going to be much of stopping now that we have come this far. All right, so this is USD dollar yen pair. Let's take a look at the euro yen. So euro yen on the day time frame, similar breakout that you see on the dollar yen, the same thing you see on the euro yen as well. Okay, in fact, this is also wedge breakdown. Although this time the breakdown did not happen all the way, the price began to reverse before. Okay, so let's take a look at the euro yen on the 4-hour time frame. Oh, look at this. Such an interesting piece. Okay, so we were on this trend line. All right, and we ended up here on the on Thursday, and by the end of Thursday, by Friday, the price had already begun to reverse. Okay, so there was this one touch, two touch, third almost touch, and then reversal, and then reversal all the way. Okay, so now interestingly, we are in a good bullish territory from the perspective of euro yen. So this must be noted. If the price goes back toward this level, so we have seen the breakout. Okay, and we have missed this breakout. Okay, so now if the price goes back, some kind of retracement would be a very interesting opportunity to buy, because the 50 is below us, the 200 is below us. Okay, which means it's definitely in the bullish zone. So all we need is some kind of retracement to figure out an opportunity to go long and then buy, and then we can expect the price to rise further in the euro yen pair. Looking at the pound yen is stuck here. Okay, so there's not much in pound yen. In fact, same is the case with here as well. Okay, although this is bullish, but then there's no clear buying opportunity. Let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has been forming in this kind of a flag. Okay, and then within this, basically it was a, what the hell happened? Okay, anyway, leave it. Yeah, so this was this flag. The flag breakdown happened, another breakdown, and today is essentially a retracement at the 20,000 level. Okay, so not much. I mean, this is just a retracement that's happening in an overall bearish trend. Okay, and the whole game is to figure out selling opportunities. There's not much to do here, quite frankly. Okay, in fact, if you look at the Bitcoin 4-hour chart, look at this. This sort of a support resistance. This was basically that flag. Okay, that flag broke down. Now we are going back up. Somewhere, some kind of retracement will happen, and then the moment we see a breakdown of that retracement, again, selling pressure is most likely going to come back, and we can expect the prices to continue to fall in Bitcoin. Okay. Let's look at crude oil. So crude oil is doing its own very interesting things. Okay, so it was a bit of a consolidation zone at the 200 at or below. Okay, and it gave a bit of a breakout, did some retracement on the daily time frame, and then to get today it's doing another breakout. Okay, although we are again touching and right at the 5200 cross, so it's still not in the bullish zone. I would say it will be in the bullish zone once we cross this, this zone, give a bit of a rest or a relaxation, and then continue upward. Okay, so this is one thesis for the crude oil. The other thesis is, of course, that the price simply falls sharply from here. Okay, and then some rest, and then we continue in the downward direction. So both these theses are still are at present, both these theses are open because of the cross. Okay, so the price can fail at this cross. These bulls are taking some steam, but then these bulls can be countered. Once these bulls are countered, some sort of retracement at the 50, and then boom. Okay, then we are going back down further. On the contrary, if this 200 is comfortably taken, and then some kind of rest happens at 200, then we are looking at a bullish territory. So both of these options are available, possibilities are available. Right now, there's no clear trade on the daily time frame, at least in crude oil. If you look at the same crude oil on the 4-hour time frame, okay, this is your 250. So here the 50 is turning bullish, the 200, the price, we are already above 200. Okay, in fact, we have done this. So I was kind of expecting when the price, when we broke out from here, and then this was the second retracement continuation. I was expecting that the price will go all the way at that time itself, but it did not do. It did all this, 2 days worth of time pass, essentially taken out all these bulls. All these bulls stops were hit, and now the price did, and it went to 96.5, which was these highs. Okay, 96.5, 96.55. So these highs have been taken now. Okay, now the question is, where next? So let's see. This is, again, we are at this zone. Is this a bullish area? Definitely not. Let's look at gold. So gold, I was looking at this. Okay, so last few days the price reached 50. It breached it, but then it never could breach it fully. Okay, so if you look at it, there was bit of a rejection, and then this second rejection. Okay, so these two rejections, price simply fell sharply, and then did a bit of a retracement, but then there's another rejection. Okay, so this is not a bullish sign for gold at all, and we can very well see the price going back to these lows, 1680. Okay, before the next set of move happens. And if we look at the gold on the 4-hour time frame, this is where we are. Okay, so this is that first rejection, then a bit of a retracement, and then the second rejection. Okay, and this is where we are today. So today the price action is still kind of going on. So so there's not much, but it would be an interesting opportunity to go short, especially after this particular candle. Okay, so by tomorrow morning, I think the price continues in the downward direction, would be an interesting opportunity to go short on gold, and it can give a good trade for the next week or so, when we expect the price to go back down to these levels. Okay, 1690, 1680 zone. Silver, same thing. So silver went to reached 50. Okay, never could break above it, and then fell, did a bit of a retracement, but then fell again. Okay, so silver is far more bearish than gold. If you see from that perspective, the price is far away from 50, and there's not much of a retracement today either. In fact, if you look at the silver chart, okay, so this is where we are now. If we now, interestingly, silver did this broadening formation, broadening top. We broke down and then did retracement once, twice, and then broke down again. Okay, so now this is a totally bearish price action. All right, there is no two thoughts about it. The only question is, where do you enter? Okay, if at all. So one place is here, which is a bit of a consolidation, but again your stop loss is too far. So you can either wait for the price action to go at least touch this 50 red line before going short once again. Okay, so this is another possibility. Let's see. Then let's look at the S&P 500. So S&P 500 this has been consolidating in this, sort of a zone. So this was a third touch at this trend line, and then prices continued to fall. Okay, and besides, 4200 was also an important zone, and we never really, breached 4200 very comfortably. So now the prices are going back down, and in fact, this happened on Friday after the Jackson Hole Symposium, and today it's a bit of a covering up, but still the price is still, it's very hard to recover. I mean, it will take a lot of effort for the price to recover from this kind of a fall. Okay, so until then, there's not much. I mean, there's nothing much happening here. And then finally, SGX Nifty futures. So SGX Nifty is, kind of doing its own thing. So we are again here, okay, in this zone, below this high, and right now the price is recovering. Okay, so we closed somewhere around 17,330 or so on the Nifty, and we are at 17,430. So it's a good 100 points up, but then it's too soon to sell. The whole night is there, plus the whole morning is there. Okay, so it's very early to say where SGX Nifty will show up and where Nifty will open. Having said that, if we do see a good buying here, this would be a very interesting buying opportunity for the price to go back to all the way to 18,028. Okay, or maybe this high, this level, 17,800. So if we do see a recovery, okay, which is possible, very much possible, which is kind of your wedge breakdown and then recovery. Okay, so if this wedge or broadening formation breakdown happens and then the recovery begins to take place, bullish recovery, then we can expect the price to go back up to these highs. If this high, the first, and then the second high, which is here. Okay, so this would be an interesting area to keep an eye on. And if I get a buying opportunity here, it would be a very good buying opportunity, because we are some 300-400 points away. So good 300 points possibility is there in Nifty, if and when we get this buying opportunity, right? So this has to be kept in mind. Okay, this is it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with tomorrow's updates. Thank you. Until then, have fun and bye-bye. Have a good day.